Well, I don't know if this will show up on this 60-minute video. This video about a show in Australia where another one of those cults that people call cults because it's one guy saying or somebody says that he thinks he's the son of God, Jesus again, reincarnated, and that his new girlfriend excuse me, named Mary is Mary Magdalene, the whore. Uh, oh, you didn't know she was a whore? Oh, I'm sorry. Is that vulgar or something? It's the Bible. Just stop. Okay? You're going to hear more vulgar stuff. Okay? Because the book's full of it. Your whole book, the whole biblical crap is full of vulgar shit. It's heinous. It's pornographic. It's pedophilic. It's nasty. It's full of murder, not investigation of murder, not punishment for murder, not punishment for any real crimes. It's your deities doing crimes. He's basically a freaking thug. You have a thug for a god. Your god's a thug, and so is your fucking Jesus. And this guy, yeah, he looks a lot like David Koresh. You wonder why. Y'all keep painting Jesus like he's some Caucasian from the United States or from England, basically. There's a lot more Caucasians. And I don't know why. I don't know why y'all keep doing that. I thought painting and art was, well, I guess it is. It's about realism. It's about symbolism. So never mind as far as the art goes. But we all know how they do that. The frescoes, especially the Middle Ages, they would not dare paint Jesus in his real ethnic light. In some cases, they had. Now, if you find Byzantine art, now Byzantine art, it's going to show you the Jesus in a Hebrew look. He's going to look Hebrew. But of course, we all know the character Jesus Christo, Jesus Christoph, whatever, he wasn't real. He wasn't a historical character. Okay. In fact, when they do write about him, the true historians, when they write about the Christ cult, they never write about Jesus or a person because that's not the reality. Okay. The reality is a delusion by others who are breaking away from the old Jewish tradition of punishment and vengeful God to someone who they wanted to preach love and something different, brotherly, because they were tired of war. It was basically a Jewish rebellion. It was the Jewish rebellion against the Romans occupying their country, and they used their religion, of course. They had to have a figure, a leader. So they make up this Jesus thing. He's the Son of God. He's the Messiah. He's the one who came and said he's going to free us. Well, yeah, you need that to gather troops. They need that to start an emotional drive to compete, to want to kill the enemy. You have to have that. They have to have a desire to do so, or you're not going to have a war. You're not going to have a revolution. So they do like every other leader has been doing all through the ages. They use religion. Well, because it works well. Because humans back then, the Stone Age people, okay, uh, the Bronze Age people, Copper Age, whatever, okay, they were very stupid stitious. Now I say stupid stitious. I made up the word. Thank you very much. I get credit. Copyright Gerald Ralph Reynolds, Portland, Oregon. Anyway, it means, well, superstition in itself is stupid. So I just call it stupid stitious because it's just what the hell. It's a good, definitive word for it. So anyway, basically, it's like this. It's a cult that was made up 2,000 years ago, and it did such a good job of creating a revolution that they acted like there is actual miracles and evidence and everything. And all it is basically this so-called Jesus saying that, well, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John writing that this Jesus said these and did these things. It's not even a first-hand account. I mean, because they lived, 300 years later after Jesus' death. Yeah, none of the real apostles themselves were the writers of the Bible. No, not the guys who were actually supposedly with Jesus. They didn't write shit. Not even, well, Peter wrote letters to different groups of people, like the Corinthians and stuff. But all he did was tell them about his vengeful God and how he's going to destroy them if they don't believe. The whole thing, the whole fear thing. It's just, and now you got this guy, another David Koresh, uh, John Smith, Moroni, Pope Benedict. They're all the same. He's no different. What do you mean? The Pope is a man of peace, blah, blah, blah. I knew you'd say that. Bullshit. He's a freaking Nazi. He was a Nazi. He hasn't apologized for it. He hasn't excommunicated any other Nazis. He hasn't. They were all Catholics. There wasn't an atheist in there. There might have been some. If they were intelligent, they were atheists. But, most of them were pretty much Christians and Catholics because, Hitler was a Christian. Big time. Oh, yeah. His whole war thing on Mein Kampf was doing it for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Killing the Jews because they killed him. That's right. That was his whole thing. And then you got all these Christians coming out. Atheists are nothing but evil and look at Hitler and all that. Not true. Not true at all. In fact, Stalin wasn't really an atheist because he turned communism into a religion and made himself the Godhead. You get that? So it's really, he's doing it too. It's no different. All we need to do is, it's pretty simple. Don't believe these guys. Don't appease them. Don't give them rights. No one has a right to be a delusional schizophrenic. When you run into a delusional schizophrenic who's screaming down the street about Jesus, you put him in a hospital and give him medication. You don't send your kids over there to listen to him. You don't send your wife over there to marry the son of a bitch because you think he's the son of a god. He's a schizophrenic. He's hearing voices, for crying out freaking loud. He even told you. He's seeing things and hearing voices. I had dreams. Give me a break. He actually thinks he remembers the 1st century AD. I should say CE, of the Common Era. He actually thinks he remembers it. It's just, come on, people. But he's no different. He's no worse than your neighborhood Baptist church. He's no worse than your Pope wearing billions of dollars worth of robes, dresses, and jewelry and artwork, and then crying about the poor people in the world and how the overpopulation, and then turns around and says shit like condoms are evil and they'll cause AIDS. What are you talking about? What? These people are freaky. All of them. The whole, you want this to be special? Fine, it's special. But it's not. He's not doing anything the Bible doesn't say to do. He isn't saying anything your fucking book doesn't say to do. Same with Westboro's Baptist Church. You guys want to cry and scream about them? Hell, you got a congressional chaplain here in America. This country can't seem to get its head straight. You're all a bunch of delusional, you're just fools. You're just fools, delusional fools. Now you force my president, who I can't vote for him again, now that he's gone delusional. Yes, I'm a Christian. Excuse me? At your age, you choose to be hallucinating? Give me a break. And the same guy turned around and made fun of the people who voted for him, who got him elected. Well, we've changed our mind, Barry. You betrayed us. You're no different than this creep in Australia. Okay, I brought the presidency and politics into it. Can't help it. Our country has gone Christian, and it's making me sick. We got people in schools actually fighting, wanting to go to court to teach creationism as if it's a science. Come on, people. You have a student able to freaking sue a teacher for telling him that creationism is nonsense. And it is. It's the truth. It's a myth. It's true. It's a myth. It's not right. And just because you all think it is, that doesn't make it right. And practicing doesn't mean I can say what I want anywhere I want. It doesn't mean I can build a church anywhere I want. That's not what practicing is. You don't even read your own book. So you want to bitch about this guy? Bitch about all of it. All of it. Especially, you go out there and cry about Westboro. All they're doing is reading the Bible and doing what it says. Get a grip. Get rid of the damn thing before I burn them all. I'm just an earthling. What do you want?